The lights dimmed, the audience hushed, and the judges leaned forward in curiosity. On stage stood a humble young man, dressed in simple clothes, holding an old acoustic guitar. His face carried both confidence and sadness, like he was carrying a story too heavy for words. When Simon asked his name, the young man replied softly, "I'm Marco Aguilar, the son of Freddie Aguilar." The crowd gasped. The judges looked at each other in disbelief. Could this really be true? Freddie Aguilar, the legendary musician behind the timeless hit Anik, had been an icon for generations. But no one had ever heard about a hidden son. The atmosphere was electric. Simon Cowell, who was a guest judge on that special international episode, leaned in and said, "That's a big claim, Marco. Let's hear what you've got." Marco smiled nervously, tuned his guitar, and said, "This song is for my father, wherever he is." Then, with trembling hands, he strummed the first chords. The melody was hauntingly familiar, the rhythm of Anik, but with a twist. It wasn't just a cover. It was a continuation, a sequel. The lyrics told the story of a son who had grown up in the shadows, searching for his father's love, his name, and his place in the world. As he sang, you could hear the raw emotion in every note. His voice was powerful yet fragile, carrying years of pain and longing. The audience was silent. No one dared breathe too loud. Simon Cowell, who is known for his strict and often cold demeanor, slowly lowered his pen, his eyes glistening. He couldn't believe what he was hearing. Halfway through the song, Marco's voice cracked with emotion. The judges could feel that this wasn't a performance, it was a confession. A story of loss, love, and hope told through the language of music. By the time he sang the final line, the entire studio was on its feet. The crowd erupted into cheers, and applause. Simon stood up, shook his head in disbelief, and said, "That was one of the most powerful performances I've ever seen in my life." The other judges nodded, clearly emotional. One of them said, "You didn't just sing, Marco, you healed something in all of us." When Simon finally took the mic, he said something that no one expected. "I've heard thousands of singers, but what you did tonight wasn't just music, it was truth. Whether or not you're truly Freddie Aguilar's son, you carry his soul in your voice." The audience roared again. Marco's eyes filled with tears as he looked up and whispered, "Thank you." But just when everyone thought the performance was over, something extraordinary happened. The screen behind the stage lit up with an old video clip, Freddie Aguilar himself, from a previous interview. In the clip, Freddie spoke about his life, his regrets, and his children. Then he said a line that hit everyone hard. "If I ever meet a young man who sings with the same pain I felt when I wrote Anik, I'll know he's my true son." The entire hall went silent. Marco dropped to his knees, sobbing uncontrollably. Simon covered his mouth in shock. It was a full-circle moment that no one could have scripted better. After the show, social media exploded. Hashtags like #HiddenSonOfFreddieAguilar and #MarcoAguilar trended worldwide. Fans began comparing Marco's voice to Freddie's, and the resemblance was uncanny. Even Freddie Aguilar himself reportedly reached out privately to meet Marco after the show, wanting to confirm the story. The episode became one of the most watched moments in Filipino's Got Talent history. Millions of viewers around the world rewatched Marco's audition, commenting things like, "This gave me chills," and "Freddie's legacy lives on." Some fans even said it felt like Freddie's spirit was present on stage that night. A few weeks later, Marco was invited back for the semifinals. This time, he performed an original song titled Anik Ko Rin. The lyrics spoke of forgiveness, understanding, and the hope of reunion between a father and son who had been apart for too long. It was poetic, emotional, and deeply Filipino, a tribute not just to Freddie Aguilar but to every parent and child who've ever been separated by fate. Once again, Simon Cowell was moved to tears. After the performance, he said, "Marco, I came here expecting to judge talent. But you reminded me tonight that music is more than competition, it's connection. You made us all feel something real." That night, Marco received the golden buzzer. The confetti rained down, and Marco stood on stage, overwhelmed, crying with joy. Simon walked up, hugged him, and whispered, "Your father would be proud." The internet couldn't stop talking about it. Articles, reaction videos, and fan tributes flooded YouTube. Many said it was the most emotional golden buzzer moment in years. Even international fans who didn't understand Tagalog said they could feel the emotion in Marco's voice. In the weeks that followed, rumors began to circulate that Marco and Freddie Aguilar had finally met privately. While neither confirmed it publicly, a photo surfaced online showing the two together at a small recording studio. Both men were smiling, guitars in hand. Fans went wild, calling it the reunion the world needed. Marco's story became a symbol of hope, proof that no matter how far apart life takes people, music has the power to bring hearts back together. His performances inspired millions, and even Simon Cowell later mentioned him in an interview, saying, "That boy reminded me why I love music. It's not about fame or money. It's about truth." So the next time you hear Anik, remember Marco Aguilar, the hidden son who carried his father's song into a new generation, and in doing so, healed the hearts of millions. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring moments from around the world. Because somewhere out there, another hidden talent is waiting to be discovered, and when they step onto that stage, the world will never be the same again. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next story.